Welcome back to another video on Gearsaw Studios, and today I'm going to be telling you why losing all your items is actually good game design. So, for a few things, 1, I'm not insane, not yet, and 2, I have been playing Minecraft since the days of nether reactor cores, so I think I'm somewhat qualified. It not only enhances your journey, but it allows for new growth, and it even adds in some of the classic vibe into the game again. So, let's get right into it. First, I must clarify, I do not mean intentionally falling into lava. As funny as it is, this usually does not accomplish the same effect. I mean any form of accidental death, such as trial chambers run gone wrong, cacti, you tried raiding a bastion, any of the above like that. So, with that in mind, let's think about what actually happens when you die. You lose all your items, all your levels, and you're kind of crippled because you're sent straight back to spawn. But this is actually really good, because when you're sent back to spawn like this, suddenly you have a fresh start, and you really see the world how it truly is. All your plans are disrupted, and thus, you have something else to work towards, getting your items back. And this little detour is actually really important. It's like when you find something that you weren't expecting, and thus you derail all your plans. It adds this uncalculated whimsy to your Minecraft playthrough. To truly demonstrate what I mean, let's burn your house down. Of course, positing that you should burn down your stuff and get into bad situations in Minecraft is a pretty ridiculous claim, but let me explain. When bad things happen in Minecraft, which they usually don't anymore, we have totems and all this knowledge, we never get into bad situations anymore, you are forced to learn actually. So let's say you destroy your house. Of course, this one's a little bit too big to be destroyed naturally, but let's say this happened naturally. So, now that this is gone, we have an issue. Instead, we can actually go back and build better. So you can see here, we have a bit of a catastrophe. And this is also when the little things in your world. Did you prepare any backup gear? What about potions? Anything like that. It really helps you get back on your feet and makes it feel like a fresh beginning. And when you have that fresh beginning, you kind of have to start small as you get your items back. And thus, you're forced to do the smaller things. The things that make your Minecraft world yours. Less of those distant mega bases or giant farms for unlimited sugarcane, and more about the little things like the ores in the walls or the lanterns hanging from the leaves. Those things are the ones that make your world yours, not the giant farms you looked up online. Take these two bases. One of these was just built, and I'm probably doing farms elsewhere. The other one is what happens when you stay small or die a lot. I lost all my items, and thus I had to go smaller, and you can see how much more my world appears lived in. This is what death can do, so be sure to try it sometime. But anyways, that's beside the point. Dying in Minecraft is how you kind of shrink down your world and fill in the small details. So we get the gist of it. When you die, you have none of the tools to build the big things, you go smaller, and you build the things that make your world feel lived in. The world with a bunch of little things and paths and whatnot is usually better than the one with the giant castle and nothing else. Death in this case acts as a natural breaking point. Now, once you get your stuff back, go back to building your big stuff. The experience going wrong is what makes the experience real. You are practically living one of those social media lives if you never die and always have that totem. And you can see why the 2-week Minecraft phase exists. If you're completely reliant on that info and you're not willing to take death, then your world is going to get stale and boring pretty quick. While we understand what death accomplishes in terms of breaking the gameplay loop, it's often overlooked in the fact that it's actually part of what made classic Minecraft, Minecraft. The thing about death is, compared to most other games, such as Terraria, death in Minecraft is uniquely punishing. It removes hours of experience, and it can delete your items which could have taken many hours to get, including the potential to delete items that are non-renewable. Thus, it's really punishing and should be avoided, especially in hardcore, because death is permanent. And that's amazing because
I just love the smell of fear.
Fear. And yeah, fear is very, very important. and we really lose this when we turn on keep inventory. There's no more stakes, and thus I can do whatever I want. There's no more bringing the potions to the bastion. Those cave sounds carry no weight behind them. The warden, just a free way to escape the ancient city and go home faster. Not looking up all the answers, embracing the fact that death is a constant, but if you keep going, it's never the end. That's how you truly enjoy the game, by having fear and preparation. And if you're a casual player and you're like,
I don't know if I can handle this.
the answer is to play smarter, play more cautiously, and gain confidence. That confidence might kill you and start the loop all over. But you see what I mean? Not being a know-it-all, not being a pro, but embracing the game with your knowledge, your skills, rather than just someone online. That is what makes Minecraft, Minecraft. This is primarily why I make my own tutorials open-ended mostly, but I digress. That's a topic for another video. Still, embracing the fact that you are mortal in Minecraft and doing things within your ability and pushing them beyond, rather than looking up all the tips online, is of course the best way to play in my opinion. With it being a necessary disruption, adding some fear into the game, and even letting you rebuild better when inevitably does happen, death has proven itself quite an essential mechanic to this game actually. However, there are some caveats. This doesn't work in every scenario, especially if you are in a curated experience. A large survival multiplayer that involves PvP with its primary focus can probably also get away without this punishing death system. Additionally, if you're running a massive experience that may or may not involve a wither storm chasing you as you hop between dimensions to craft a command block tool to defeat it, perhaps you can leave it enabled then. But in most other scenarios, there really isn't much of a point. If your main goal in Minecraft is enjoyment, then at its core, even if you are the person who has very limited time to play it, chances are you probably will benefit, because death is what keeps exploration interesting. If your primary thing is building, perhaps creative mode might be a slightly better choice. But of course, I can't judge for every situation. You do have the final call to decide whether this argument is moot or not. In order to keep this system interesting, because, well, you can invalidate it using just a little bit of good information, here's what you can really do. For one, don't really look at the snapshots too much. When new content gets added and you read the changelog, it's suddenly less exciting. Then, you won't know about what challenges await you, and thus you're more likely to accidentally find out the hard way. But as we've just outlined here, part of the experience is dying. Being afraid of it is important, but of course, letting it happen sometimes is just as important. Do your best to avoid it, but don't just shy away from everything, and don't just look up all the answers. That's how you truly enjoy Minecraft. By the way, that's all I really have to say today, and it's the end of today's video. This is actually my first video essay video, and it took me quite a while to edit, so if you like it, tell me down below. I might make a sequel, particularly about why calming Minecraft music in the middle of a fight is probably good. Either way, enjoy the rest of your day. Gearsaw out.